Motherfucking concrete cowboy.
What's been going on, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. It's your boy CrossFit T, and it's your boy Matty.
V, that was so
Matty
easy.
V.
Come on.
What's been going on, mate?
Not a lot.
Yeah, shit all really.
Yeah, you tell me. You're the one.
Mate,
that's
new
actually going
crib,
on.
new environment, hippie things.
Little guitar.
Fucking yeah, mate. We're in this little fucking squat house for a little bit.
It's not a squat house though.
It's a fucking squat house, alright?
It's a lovely place.
It's
Tell
cool.
Tell us all about the move.
Yeah, we just spent a week every single fucking day, taking I slept here, but then drove up to, where, and then drove back. Like picked stuff up, drove back, did that for a week, and on the last fucking trip on the Sunday, and we're meant to be, like everything's out the house. I'm the last one out. On the Sunday, and then. I'm wrapping things up, get everything in the car, start making my journey, put the keys through the letterbox, lock it all up. Fuck. I get an hour and a half down. It takes 2.5 hours to get down here. An hour and a half into the journey, I'm like, fuck! I've left everything in the fridge and the freezer, and all the fucking weed brownies and edibles were in the thing, and I was like, I can't leave that, because if they ate it, they would just be fucked. I'm sure they wouldn't have eaten it, but also I kind of want the edibles. So I fucking had to drive all the way down here, pick up a key, because we had a spare key, luckily. And then just like for 5 minutes, I got out of the car, got things out of the car, came back in here, got the key, drove 2.5 hours back, for 5 minutes, put things in my car, and then fucking drove 2.5 hours down again. So I was in the car for 10 hours that day.
What a fucking
Does that make
nightmare.
sense? 2.5 hours down, 2,000 hours up. No, 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And some change, probably.
Yeah, fucking traffic was proper bad on one of them. But do you know what I was listening to on tape? Ready Player
On
One.
tape.
On Audible.
Right. Oh, yeah.
On deck. Yeah, Ready Player One. And, mate, it's really good.
Really?
Proper good, man. Like, the book was like... It's like a proper dystopian future. Where in the film, it's like... Doesn't go into that side of things.
Oh, okay.
It just shows you like their little world and the oasis or whatever it was. But in the book, it's like, no, the world is ending because we're running out of fossil fuels and shit like that.
Right.
And like people are starving, people are dying, and but
Yeah, it
still,
sounds like a lot.
the elites are like.
Right, so that's
that-
what it is.
Yeah, and then everybody's jumping in on the oasis world because they can just do whatever the hell they want in this oasis world.
Wait, so what's the... Because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. The oasis world is like the headset that you put on.
Oh, okay.
And then you can become your own avatar and go on quests and just live pretty much in that world.
So basically, like, what's going to happen 50 years from now?
Exactly, man.
When was it written? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. But they've got a second book out. So I haven't finished this one yet. I've got like 2 hours left of it.
Yeah.
So once I finish that, I'm going to go on to the second one because they're going to be doing the film of it, I think, as well.
Oh, okay.
But, mate, it was proper good. I don't really like those sort of... are they non-fiction books like that?
Fiction.
Fiction books. Oh, yeah.
I always get that wrong as well.
Was mentally retarded or something. Yeah, so fucking... Mate, honestly, I think you proper like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I struggle with that kind of stuff as well. At the moment, I'm really into just non-fiction, little stories about people's explorations or adventures or whatever. Yeah, I find it more difficult to... Although I've read a couple of, like, westerns and stuff, so I guess they're fictional to a certain extent.
I downloaded a book and I haven't listened to it yet, but A Land So Strange?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
I think that's what it's called anyway, something like that. and it's about the settlers coming over to America, I think.
Yeah.
Or like the Portuguese coming over, or something
Oh,
like
right.
or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's one that I'm looking forward to once I finish these.
All of that stuff fascinates me. I love any books or films or whatever on that kind of stuff. It's just mind blowing that it's not that long ago that all of this happened, I guess.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's like it is another world.
Yeah.
Like we're so far different to those people,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even that long ago, man. It's
No.
like fucking the Americas. Like I
Yeah.
don't know when all the Spanish went to South America. I don't know what date that was, but like the North Americans, what was that like 200 years ago?
Something like that. It's like, isn't it something weird, like 3 or 4 generations ago?
Yeah,
Must be 4 generations now that the first settlers were.
man.
But that it feeds into their, like, into the US kind of culture and social aspects of the States as well. It just feeds in so much, but then you just think, yeah, like all of this land of the free stuff, freedom of speech, like it's just all from that kind of mentality of we've got over here, we've got this fucking massive playground to do what we want with. Obviously a load of money's been thrown around, and
But like, what they've turned America into? It's like,
yeah, from what it was not so long ago, that like from fighting in the Civil War, you think about it, to now, it's not that long at all, and think about how different it is in so many different ways. It's fucking fascinating.
man, what must it have been like when you hear those stories about the people crossing, and then they're doing like the people that go across the America, and then they run into the native tribes
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it's just full of wildlife and
Yeah.
man, that wasn't that long ago, man. We fucked it up.
Imagine being able to, yeah, we fucked it up so bad. Well, they did, but
We are to blame in a weird way.
in a weird way. Yeah, but imagine just being like, just nothing, and then you see this tribe, and they're feeding off the land. They've got this massive herd of like, I don't know what it would be, hundreds of thousands of buffalo or something,
Literally.
and they're just following them round.
And you can't find them anymore.
Nah.
They're not in. Man, imagine seeing that. It's like going to the. I don't even know. I'm gonna butcher the name of it. Masai Mara, is that?
Yeah,
Or the Serengeti, when they do the the big migration
right.
of the
Yeah,
wildebeest and stuff like that. Imagine seeing that in America and stuff like that. It's just not happening
yeah,
at all anymore. It's never gonna happen again unless humans just die,
yeah,
which is probably gonna happen
yeah. I mean, it's what needs to happen for
to some extent. Yeah.
the world to kind of go through its next phase, I think. But
Yeah. It's just part of history, isn't it?
yeah, that's weird, isn't it, to think that we're just part of history. Like the history isn't ours. It's what, like, we're just a part of it.
But yeah, think about these Native Americans that just could like the Europeans coming over, and like where the Europeans come from, how far in advance like we had, what did we like compared to compared to the Native Americans, how far ahead was we like in terms of technology and building things and stuff, because we was like a hell of a lot further
Yeah.
ahead, like not evolved, but in some regards, like the technology and farming and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, they had like forts and farms and guns and things like that.
Yeah,
and
castles,
They had,
buildings, houses. Fuck. How long? This is what I don't understand about it, because how long? I say I don't understand. This is what I find hard to get my head around. It's like the European mindset of keep progressing. You got to get better and better, and everything's got to be bigger. You've got to get a bigger house, or you've got to try and make things easier for you. But the Native Americans, they were just very set in their ways and their traditions, and that's how they kept it.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is a European trait, or do you think that's just a human trait?
I don't know, because when then when things crept into their culture, and that's like Native Americans or any culture for that matter, I think it's happening now with some of those really isolated African tribes. That human instinct of greed just takes over, doesn't it? And it brings in these kind of Western traditions now, or things that we've picked up along the way, technology, diet, things like that.
But what do you think stopped them from doing that? Because we're talking about thousands of years here that they was over there,
Yeah,
and things were relatively simple.
because they were able to like flourish in a way with what they were doing. They didn't need to overexceed themselves or anything,
Oh my god.
because they had exactly what they wanted.
Yeah. Fuck. Like they had to fit everything in abundance.
And it was all, there were so many kind of like different tribes or factions or anything that must have preoccupied the mindset of like a large population of the tribe for
But like,
most of their lifetime.
didn't like back in the European ancestry, like there must have been a point in history where they was in that same position where it was small tribes fighting small tribes. Why did I know it's all like circumstance and maybe by chance and stuff like that, but what made those ancestors go, hey, we're going to go do this and we're going to try and get bigger, we're going to explore new places? And then why did, I mean, it was bound to happen with the Native Americans, maybe,
Yeah.
but 1,000 years difference, it's just a lot of time.
Yeah,
Like, what was, like, in the Native Americans, like, think how much was going on within the world, like the Mongolian Empire, the fucking
Yeah.
Romans, the rise of China, and all, or just whole history as we see it. And while that's all going on, those guys are just over there
Yeah.
not I say chilling, but they're
yeah,
they're like they're just living their lives.
Yeah.
Really. Obviously, they have fucking disagreements and fucking fights and wars between tribes and shit. But man, they were just out there.
yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really
It's
is.
mind blowing. And now, like,
And they just don't exist anymore.
the thing it's really got to me recently that there are a lot of things after this pandemic. It just feels like, and it's probably because we're so this has been like a year and a half now, or however long it's been, of just everyone being kind of stagnant and in the same place. But it feels like a lot of stuff has happened. You see climate change and like relationships break down between countries and things like that. You're like, oh fuck, all of these things are going to add up and we won't be able to do some of the things that you used to be able to do, or like go places and they'll be different. And I guess that's happened throughout history. Like if you compare your story of, I don't know, Vietnam, say, to somebody who went 20 years ago, it's completely different.
Yeah.
But I feel like after this pandemic will be such a big shift in people's like mindsets and cultures and things like that you'll go somewhere and it just like won't be the same at all. And it's weird to think that
How do you think it's going to change? Do you think everything's going to become modernized, or do you think people are going to say, hey, I think we're good here for now?
I think a lot of social norms will break down, and there will be a lot of, I feel like there would be a lot of xenophobia now.
What does that mean?
So like fearful of other nationalities.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's just fucking, it's like the most dumbest thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It's just going to, whatever. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen, but...
Because of all the restrictions now, there'll be kind of like, there's always going to be like an element of favoritism and like classism and things like that. So now, I don't know, I just feel like if you go to places, it's going to be so different.
Yeah, you might be getting looks and maybe fucking crime against you for being in another country and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because people have been hit hard.
Yeah.
And then let's say you go to a third world country or somewhere that hasn't got as much money, and then you're over there travelling on like the first week you can, sort of thing. Like people over there are struggling, man. Mm-hmm. they're going to be looking at you like a target.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm sure it will a few times at least. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine going into the streets of fucking Colombia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've been there before, and people were getting fucking held up and knife point and gunpoint all the time. It's going to be a lot higher now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. A lot of that's going to come from it. Everyone's going to be, oh no, you don't want to go there, and then it's just going to build up. It's going to get installed into everyone that that's a dangerous place. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but it's not that, man. It's just circumstance.
But it's also been a kind of kick out the backside for me, because then I've been like, right, okay, like you just need to go and see these places. It's stupid to go through life and not see things that are on, like,
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, they're not that far away.
They're really not, man. It's only a small world, man.
Yeah, so it would be a waste, I think. Anyway, how do we get there from you moving here?
We're talking about Native Americans.
How do we get there? Oh, your audiobook. Man,
I have a very since the pandemic and stuff has happened, I have a very different outlook on where we're heading as humans.
what is it? Tell me.
I have a hopeful outlook, but that's long term.
Right.
I think short term, the next 20, 50 years,
Yeah.
doesn't look good. I don't think. Do you know what I mean?
What's going to happen?
I don't know. I feel like everything that's going on in the world at the moment, it's not adding. It doesn't look good. There's so much going on with bad, like, countries not liking each other and fucking politics and sort of like censorship, COVID passports.
Yeah.
Doesn't lead anywhere good. It leads to another dictatorship,
Yeah.
which I think will be within the next 10 years.
Okay.
If it keeps going at this rate.
Yeah. I guess that's what this has shown us, is that you just can't predict what's going to happen. You just kind of have, like, everyone's just rolling with the punches, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or some people have just fucking lay on the canvas, but some people are still fighting.
Yeah. But I think in the future, past that, I think it's going to be fucking great. I think people will chill out a little bit. Fucking history will just repeat itself, go through a shit time,
Yeah.
and then you'll get a good time.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, good news in the long run.
Yeah.
What would you have done if you were on the Mayflower going over to America?
What was that?
Just one of the famous boats that brought people over. Ships, probably not a boat.
What were they?
What were they doing?
What were they doing on your mate? Were they like all workers or just people that signed up?
Just people that signed up, I think.
Man, imagine the person you would have to be to sign up.
Yeah.
Imagine how much you would hate your life back here.
Yeah, to be like,
And you've got to be a different mentality.
or maybe maybe they were opportunists who saw
Yeah, maybe.
saw the long term, like you,
Yeah.
and thought this could turn into something big here. This could be not
risky,
only good for
innit?
me. Yeah, this risk could pay off, like for future generations.
And for a lot of them, most of them it did. For future generations.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
Fuck. Man, how long was that trip?
I think it was like a month.
And a lot of people would die on that as well, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. Don't tell me you'd die on the Mayflower. Is anyone else a bit sick?
Oh, yeah, a bit seasick. Has anyone else got scurvy, mate? Yeah, man. Well, then you turn up in like New York or something like that.
Yeah. What was it? I guess New York, Boston.
Yeah.
Um,
That is New York pretty much, isn't it? Or is it like north or south of New York?
South. Good question. South. I want
I
to say.
don't know.
Boston's in Maine.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
No.
Philly south of New York, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It's all
Man,
there.
I don't know what I would try and do. I'd probably get into like everyone really, like the construction sort of side of
Mm.
things, because that's what buildings
must
are
have been
going
booming.
up, houses. Some I don't know if the money was good for them, but it was earning a decent living.
Yeah.
But what about all the people that got on the East Coast
Mm.
and then started making their way west?
Yeah.
They were the fucking savages, mate. Like the cowboys down
Yeah.
south and shit. Like,
Were the first ones to go that far west to California in the gold rush.
I think so, yeah. And that was fucking a
That
risky
would be
business,
sick.
mate. How many people died doing that?
Yeah.
On those train journeys and fuck, man. But imagine if it paid off.
Yeah.
Some
But imagine-
cunts fucking balling off of all that gold money that they got.
Imagine being the one to die on the train out there, though, or like the journey out there. Didn't even get to see the end destination.
But that's the risk you got to take, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck, this thing is gonna give.
Yeah, man. Imagine that fucking mentality that you got to be in to. But this is what interests me so much about history,
Yeah.
is because those people that got on that boat
Mm.
were us. Do you know what I mean? We like disassociate ourselves with those people. Like they're older, they're in an old generation.
Yeah.
They're not full human because they don't know the things
Yeah.
that we know. No, man, they're us. They are us. We are human. We're all one fucking species.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They had a fucking the bodies like us, look exactly like us,
Yeah.
and they would think the same things. But you're just brought up in a different time.
Yeah. That always gets me when you see like real footage of like World War One and World War Two. I don't know what it is, but you just can't comprehend the situation, right? And then you see footage and they're just normal kids and you're like, oh my god, that kid is whatever, 8 years younger than me and he's just a normal kid that's having to go through this. But like you just dissociate yourself from it, don't you?
Yeah. Why do we do that, man?
I think it's just impossible to fathom. Like you just can't put the pieces together cognitively.
Yeah, you can't. But like we need to, as humans,
Yeah.
we need to start realize that everyone else is a fucking human. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that. Imagine the solutions that could lead to, but it's just not going to happen because exactly what we're saying about this, people will think about. And I'm not really talking about racism, but like people think that about different races, right? Or that lack of thinking, I guess.
Yeah, like if you think about people living in fucking Kazakhstan right now
Yeah.
that are just living like this fucking different life, you just can't you can't
No,
fathom it.
you can't.
You can't. You'll be like, what? What do you mean you only have fucking whatever? Do you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
like, what, you don't have this, you don't have that, and you're just like, no, it's just part of living.
Yeah.
Like right now, as we're talking, we're just sitting here. I've got my arms back. I'm chilling out. Do you know what I mean? Look at me, man. I'm fucking chilled. But right now, man, there's people in this world struggling
Yeah.
like exactly like they were living thousands of years ago, or not thousands, hundreds of years ago, where you didn't have the ability to get to the hospital if you were
Yeah.
sick and shit. There's hundreds of thousands of people out there right now living like that.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling,
Millions.
man. And we're fucking in this first world country and we're all squabbling over dumb
Yeah.
shit. Isn't it? So much dumb shit that's going on.
But again, what is that? That goes back to greed, I guess, doesn't it? There's like a collective greed that, or maybe not even greed, but that sense of entitlement that people have now adopted, where there's so much at your disposal, and you're so comfortable. It's now gone the opposite, and you feel like you deserve everything, like you don't have to work for everything because things are so easy to access. And it's just going completely the wrong direction. And like,
But where does that lead, do you think?
Yeah, I think it must hit a peak at some point. There must be a pinnacle
Yeah,
where
it's got to be a tipping point.
Yeah.
But like, what happens when that?
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
happens?
Don't know, because you
I
don't
think-
go back, do you?
No, maybe.
It's not regression, it's evolution, right? But it's just evolution in a different way.
It just like the future interests me so much. don't know why, man. I'm just like, because I realise I am a human. Fucking 100 years ago, there was a world war going on.
Yeah.
And like back then, we would have been called to war. We would have had like this completely different life. Do you know what I mean? Literally, if it was back then, we would have been one of the first ones to go to war on the front line. Me and you, me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we would have got fucked.
Man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have lasted 10 minutes.
Nah.
We've got to be honest with ourselves. You see blokes now, they'll be like, fucking, I'll shoot somebody.
Yeah.
No, mate, you wouldn't last one fucking day.
Nah.
But then, fucking, you go 100 years in the future, what's going to happen now? What, you think that's the end of war as we know it? Or you think we're never going to struggle again?
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, like you say, it's a pattern that's just going to keep repeating itself. So there's no real way out of it. It's bound to happen eventually. Yeah, it is mad.
I was listening to, I think I sent the podcast to Lex Friedman
Yeah.
with the North Korean defects.
Oh, yeah. I haven't listened to it.
Man, honestly, Matt, you need to listen to it. That is like, when I was listening to that, I was thinking about what we're talking about now. It's like the state of a human mind is just so adaptable.
Yeah.
Like, to think the world that we're living in right now, if she was in North Korea, you can't even comprehend what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Like us chilling, she was just starving for like in years. She was whatever. She got out when she was like 20 years old or something, but raped. Everybody in her family's fucking tough times. People dying every day.
Yeah.
It's just casual. They don't even have a word for compassion or love. Do you know what I mean? So you'll just see someone dying on the side of the road, and she doesn't even feel anything, man. It's like humans are just so interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
For
what
the
could
human
we
mind
be?
especially.
What could we be in the future?
Yeah.
We could go so well, or we could go so bad.
Yeah. It puts things into perspective, because I was thinking about the last couple of weeks since we've done one, and I'm like, fuck, it's been so stressful, been working, blah, 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 and it's like, nah, I've got a sick life in comparison to millions, if not billions of people.
Yeah. Well, this is what we were saying before the podcast. I was saying with the business, I was stressed out and depressed for a couple of days because I was nervous and shit like that. And one of the things that pulled me out of it was just like, this doesn't even matter, man. Remember we had that podcast a few weeks ago when I showed you the universe and shit?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just thinking like that. We're just in this fucking tiny little speck of dust in time. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I fucked up. Who cares?
I was getting a certain amount of that at work this week when, like, I was doing things, and yeah, I somehow managed to like take a step back and be like, what's the worst that would happen if I didn't do this like to the best of my ability? And I was thinking through the scenarios, and I thought, nah, none of that even like matters in the grand scheme of things. And not to, like we said this before, not to your level of like the universe, but even in the span of your life, like, it doesn't really matter, does it?
And nobody cares.
Yeah.
Even if you fucking don't put in all your effort and your bosses are a little bit unhappy with you, what, are they going to lose sleep? No.
No.
Do they care if they even get rid of you and get another person? No.
Nah.
So why the fuck should you care as much?
Yeah.
And we need some of that Native American thinking a bit back, don't we? We need some sort of balance back, because we're on this track where it's just like, oh, we got to be the best, we got to be the best, we got to do this, we got to do that. Fucking, it comes to an end.
Yeah. That side of the whole Native American culture and way of life is like what drew me in, I think. That idea of like the balance they had between like the individualistic look of they all want to do things, like they all want to get really good at certain things and be their own person, but at the same time it's such like a collectivist society that everything was just for your tribe, essentially, wasn't it? And like how you could bring the tribe up rather than necessarily bring yourself up. And I think if you're able to replicate that on a small level like we could do.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. You need a good little friendship group and little good friends, good family, good girlfriend, good boyfriend, whatever. as long as you've got like your little community and everyone's helping each other out and
Yeah.
pushing each other to be better for themselves, you've kind of got life sussed.
Mm.
What more do you really need?
Yeah, and you're happy with what you're doing, and you know you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You know you're bringing value to other people's lives as well. Like, that's pretty much all you're after, isn't it?
It's very deep, mate, but so simple in a way.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And we
It's just-
overcomplicate everything here.
Yeah, it's difficult to fucking get out of yourself sometimes and look introspectively and just think, okay, what do I actually want?
What do you want, Matt?
I'll tell you what I want. I want to move down to Chichester
Yeah, boy.
and get some shit going
We were men today, wasn't we?
for the first time ever.
Whilst I was talking to the estate agent, I grew a chest hair.
So we went into for the listeners, we went into Chichester today. So we're in Bognor Regis at the moment. Tobes, obviously, if you've listened to the previous one, Tobes moved down to Bognor Regis to the family place here, and then me, Tobe, and Jess, Toby's brother, are looking to move to Chichester, which is kind of like, we say, like a 20-minute drive away.
Yeah, I think it's 15 minutes on the sat-nav.
Yeah. So today we went to Chichester. Toby and I spoke to some estate agents, put our names in the hat for the
Some of them were
draw.
pricks, weren't
Yeah, one of them in
they?
particular.
Why, listen, yeah? You fucking estate agents out there. Why do you all have to be like each other? You can be your own person, you know? You don't have to give...
Why do you think that is?
But everyone does it in every job. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm a banker. I need to act a certain way. I need to be a cunt. But like if I'm an estate agent, I need to act a certain way. Why does that happen? Do you know what I mean? That is a thing.
Yeah.
Because you get the stereotype of like, oh, you're a used cars salesman.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Oh, you're just a sleazy whatever. But like, yeah, you are that person a little bit. Do you know?
Yeah.
Why do people fall into that trap? Why can't you just be your own person? It'd be like, oh,
Don't
you're right,
know.
guys. How you doing? Yeah, what do you want? Yeah,
Yeah.
sit down, take it easy. Don't be like, and yes, and what do you like now? And or listen, boys, let me tell you what you got to do. Like, it's all like built into them. It's almost
Yeah.
like part of them.
But then it's kind of like, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, isn't it? Because then that attracts the very people that they're kind of already that way inclined. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I just that whole thing is just so confusing to me. I was never good at it, even when I was doing the sales and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they told me, all right, read the script and go out to see a customer and stuff like that. I'll just be myself.
Yeah.
I remember at first I used to be like, oh, hello guys, and
Yeah.
like, I put it on and then it just failed.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was myself and I was just a bit more relaxed, right guys, how you doing? Yeah, whatever, chill, like easier.
You've just hit on the secret to life.
Yeah, but like you must see it in yourself. Like you must look at yourself in a mirror and go, oh yeah, I work as an estate agent. Doesn't mean I need to act like
Yeah.
the stereotype of a fucking estate agent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think people really need to fucking love themselves, man. You know what
Are
I
you
mean?
saying that this guy didn't today?
Yeah, he did not love himself, man. He didn't know who he was because he's just trying to be someone that he's not. Probably. Maybe he is a fucking that guy, but
I think he's going to be the one that comes through for us and finds us.
Do you
place.
reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
probably, yeah. Probably fucking... Yeah.
Probably sick at his job. The other guy was far too friendly. He just wanted to be our mate, I think.
Yeah, but I like that. I'll choose... If there was two places, his place was a little bit shit, I'll go, yeah, all right, man, I'll go with
Would you?
Yeah, probably.
But he would be there being like, really sorry, by the way.
No, he'll get us for cheap because we're his mate.
Yeah, it'd be a shithole, though. No. So something will come through. We're hopeful that kind of, I guess, 6 weeks' time that
Yeah.
we'll have another change.
No, it'll all be good, mate. We'll fucking get somewhere set up. We'll start doing shit together. And we'll be living by ourselves like fucking adults.
Scary stuff. Tell me about the fucking date you've had though.
I'm in love. No, she was alright, mate. She wasn't anything to be writing home about. She was very friendly, very talkative.
Sounds horrible.
Oh, mate, it was proper awkward. The first night, yeah. I hate this. So I was like, alright, I'll drive you home. Took about 15, 20 minutes to drive her back, yeah? We're in the car driving. And then you park up next to the house, and then she, like, takes her seatbelt off, and you know you're either going to kiss or you're not, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what to say. And I'm just a bit like, yeah, alright then, sort of chilling back. And she sort of turns, faces me, alright, we're going to kiss.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a little bit awkward. It always is the first time.
Yeah.
So she said, come and give me a hug. Yeah? And I said, come and give me a kiss. And she stopped. Yeah? And it was probably... So I thought, oh yeah, that was quite good of you, Tobe. Take control of the situation a little bit. If I can come give me a kiss or whatever. It breaks down the awkwardness.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I don't like it when people ask.
I've had the exact same thing before, and it's really pissed me off.
Yeah, like, I'll fucking ask if I want to ask.
Yeah.
Don't kiss me if you don't
But
want to kiss me.
that wasn't you asking.
No, I was just...
I was
yeah.
you telling
You
her.
was asking me for a hug.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people ask me for hugs. Anyway, she kissed me. No,
Fuck's sake.
no, there was no tongues. No,
No,
she's
no,
a good-looking girl. Thick, which I like.
Oh, physicality,
Yeah,
not mentally.
thick.
Thick as a plank.
Yeah, she's a bit of an odd one. I think it's quite like an agreement where, you know, this isn't going anywhere. I don't know anyway. Because you never know what someone else is thinking. But she did text me as soon as I left. I got home. It took me about 20 minutes to get back. She texted me saying straight away, "Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I had a really good time tonight." But then on the text, she's been dead. So.
But you've seen her again since.
Yeah, saw her again since. Had another little kiss.
Did you ask this time?
Yeah, I did as well to piss her off. Yeah. But yeah, fucking hell, mate. I need to get laid. I need to get laid so bad.
How long's it been?
I think February.
Damn.
March, April, May, June, July.
Seasonal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty rough, mate. No, it's been rough, been down here for some reason. But I haven't been on Tinder, and I blocked it out, like the thought of meeting someone and shit like that. And then I got down here, I got on Tinder, and all of a sudden, mate, I'm talking to about 15 girls. I'm fucking just constantly have a hard on, constantly sending dick pics. No, I'm joking, I'm not. But yeah, like now it's just on my mind. I'm just like, yeah, this one's gonna fuck. I'm gonna set this one up for next week, and then that week, and yeah, it's just too much, man. Like give it another month or something, and I'll be like, all right, I need to put this down because it's like addictive, man.
That's what I had to do few weeks ago now. I had to get rid of it because I was like, okay, you're not like focusing on what matters at the moment. You're just thinking like...
Yeah, that's what I've been telling myself. I've been telling myself, all right, Tobe, I think maybe we'll stop this. If you just find one or two that you can have like a good little fling with, and they're like on the same page, you know, you're just sort of friends with benefits, or maybe you meet up every other week or something, like as go for drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be happy to do that. But this whole fucking texting, finding out, and trying to fucking... just try and get, like, it's a game, man. It really is a game, because like you text someone, you get a reply, you're like, oh shit, I've got, like, it's like catching a fish. You're like, and you're really all you're doing. I know it sounds so bad, doesn't it? But you're like, you fucking baiting out there a little bit. You got your pictures up, you're sending texts out, and every now and then you'll get a first response, and you're like, oh fuck yeah. Yeah. I think I'm on here. And then you're asking questions, and then she's fucking asking questions back, and you're like, oh shit, I'm in here. But then you're still not fully in. You're still like reeling it in, and you've only got it off the fucking sea floor. Do you know what I mean? Now you got to fucking get it up on the boat. And
what have you got? Why is it on the sea floor?
Vegan, mate. Carl, can you see the vegan? Yeah, so fucking you got to... mate, it's addictive because at the moment now I'm with this one that we met. Fucking hell, how many years? Schizophrenic.
And then we asked for a kiss.
Give us a kiss.
Be like, no, don't ask.
Oh shit. Fuck, I lost track now. What was I saying?
I don't know.
It's
with,
just
with
it's,
this last one.
with this last one. I think she's close to the boat, you know.
Right.
But the thing is, I'm living here with the parents. She's in with her parents.
Parents
What
are
do
in
you
the
do,
boat
man?
as well.
Because here's the thing: if we had our own place, Matt, yeah, and we went out in Chichester, I drove there, so I only had one drink.
Yeah.
And when we were sitting there chitty chatting, drinking and stuff, I had one, and she kept having more and more, and she was like, "Oh, I'm surprised you
Sinking.
drove." Do you know what I mean? She expected me to get fucked up.
Oh,
So,
right,
like,
yeah.
if we live in Chichester,
Yeah.
or we live local to there, and we're going out on dates, and we're not driving,
Yeah.
and we're just getting fucked up, and they're not driving, they're getting fucked up, and you just come back to ours,
Yeah.
mate. It's solved, really, isn't it? Like, there's people fucking.
Yeah.
The only thing that fucking what happens is because you haven't got a. It's a good thing and a bad thing not having somewhere to go back to, because if you're just trying to fuck,
Yeah.
it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
because it always turns into something more, because you have to put in that extra bit of effort to meet her the second, the third time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know that you have to wait for her parents or your parents not to be in. When the fuck does that happen nowadays? Everyone's locked up, or you got to get a hotel, and then you got to spend fucking £100 on a hotel room, and you never know if the shag's gonna be good enough or not.
Yeah.
And then you've done that, you've already invested like a fucking month's worth of texting, and you can't just fucking hang out. You can't just do it then, can you?
Yeah.
You can't just stop it. You can't just be like, alright, fuck. Yeah,
That was good.
You remember when I told you I loved you?
I've fucking been there.
Mate, we all have, man. Fucking, that's just what happens when you're a bloke. You fucking get all horny and shit. And you
Silly things.
just think, you're just like, yeah, mate, I fucking love her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in love. But I've got maybe another one tomorrow.
It's
The one that
unbelievable.
looks exactly like my ex. I got one for next week, that young one. And then I've got like 3 more on the go that are just texting that haven't asked to meet up yet. Haven't got to that stage yet, but give it another day or two and I'll be fucking in there.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean, mate?
This is the form of tea that we
I
that
know,
we all wanted to see.
I know. It's not good for me though, man. You're not
It's good for a while.
Yeah. When it's too much, you have to tell me. If I
Never.
start going too far and start fucking wanking off in the corner and shit, start rubbing my dick on weird things, then you have to tell me to stop. Just that weird sex piss me. Smelling girls' clothes and shit. And if it gets
Might
that far,
happen.
you tell me.
I really need the bathroom.